I'll be up in a sec. I'm just coming up the stairs that are behind the desk.
I think you fooled everyone with that.
I don't know why I pretended to walk like a robot. A robot coming up the stairs. Okay.
Thoughts on that entrance first, everyone? If you want to make a comment in the video.
I thought that was quite a good one. Robots walking up the stairs.
Robot stairwalk.
Robot stairwalk. That sounds like a dance.
Perfect for Game Week 14.
Game Week 14. We didn't do so well last weekend, did we?
Last weekend, I do apologise. I don't know what happened there.
But
I actually had quite a few people on Twitter and Facebook to me saying, feeling really confident of your tips this week, thinking it was really good.
Oh no!
So it's just one of those things. I was a goal off on quite a few, and that's just the way it goes. But we're back on the wagon for Game Week 14, and it was Game Week 13, and it's unlucky for everyone, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Bloody 13.
Friday the 13th. But today, on my tips, I said, I'm really confident about my tips today. Every single one lost. All rubbish as well.
Confidence is a bad thing.
Just say I'm so unconfident of these at the end. Just say I just think these are all going to lose.
Yeah.
Then they'll win.
The previous weeks to that, of course, we found 4 winners out of 4. So that's just the way it goes. So
overall, it's still profit.
Overall, it balances itself out. It swings and roundabouts, as managers like to say with these kind of things. So let's start off with, it's going to be a really good week if you're planning on watching the football. On the weekend, we got 4 big games, and we're going to start off with the big one.
MC versus C.
MC versus C, which of course is Man City versus Chelsea at the Etihad.
This is it. This is the biggest game of the season so far.
So far, I'd say, yeah.
Definitely.
The bookies, Jake, make Man City the favourites to win this at best price of 7-6, so just about odds against.
Okay.
The Citizens have won the last 2 matches against Chelsea, although that was in the season, of course, last season where Chelsea just weren't very good. So maybe we can slide it over that. And that should give Man City some hope, because at the Etihad this season, in the last 3 games in the Premier League, drawn all 3. Big surprise for Man City there with Pep Guardiola in charge, of course. Chelsea, on the other hand, are coming into this game on a recent run of 7 Premier League wins in a row. And they've only conceded 1 goal in that sequence, of course. That was an absolute belter from Eriksen last weekend. So odds of 5-2 on a Chelsea win here might appeal. I think that's a pretty big price for a team that have won 7 in a row. But if you fancy the draw, which of course Man City have done in the last 3 matches at home, that's available at 13-5 in the full-time result market.
5-2 all day long.
All day long.
I love that.
Those are the full-time result market odds, and I'm going to go away from that slightly, and I'm going to be backing Chelsea, but not at the 5-2 odds. I think that a price of 31-20 in the draw no bet market is good enough for me. As I said, Man City are struggling for wins in the Premier League at home as of late, whilst Chelsea are, and whilst Chelsea do have a poor record in this fixture, they arrive in great form with their 7-match winning streak. This Chelsea rearguard has only conceded 3 goals in the last 8 games in all competitions, and with Man City keeping just 2 clean sheets in 13 Premier League games so far, I fancy Chelsea to take something from the game, Jake. And as I said, they're available at 5-2 to win the game outright. But with Man City drawing the last three games at home, I'm going to take a safety net there of the draw no bet market. So so the bet will be null and void if it is a draw, or we'll take the 31-20 for a Chelsea win.
Money back.
Absolutely.
Money back if it's a draw. I think Chelsea will win that.
Yeah.
I think Chelsea's going to win that game. I'm going to go with 5-2.
And we did see Antonio Conte
earlier
this week.
Yeah, we did.
So we've given him some juju.
We looked at him out the window. Said hi.
So my pick here in the anytime goal scorer market is David Luiz. I've picked him a few times, yet to come up with the goods for me so far, and that is actually a good thing, because his price is actually going up with the market, because he hasn't scored for a while.
Yeah.
And he's actually available here at 11-1 for a player that sometimes takes those free kicks where he manages to get the ball doing all kinds of crazy directions. He's a worst price of 7-1, so that shows the difference using the odds comparison service with Easy Odds.
Big price difference, that.
So hopefully it'll come good for me. Well, sideshow Bob.
40-yard free kick.
That's what I'm hoping for.
You got to think, what are the odds of someone scoring a 40-yard free kick? Is it 11-1?
Probably, yeah.
I'd say bigger. Next up, West Ham versus Arsenal. Now, West Ham looked not great, did they, midweek? and they are playing Arsenal, who just strange. Like they're just doing the same thing as they do every season. You could just they might as well not even play. They might as well just
10 changes for that game against Southampton in midweek, and it's cost them throughout the cup. Mm-hmm. But of course, that does mean that they've got plenty of players that have rested for this game here, which will be favourable. Of course, they're still well in with a shout for the Premier League title, and the bookies make them favourites here again at the London Stadium. Their best price here are 4 to 5 if you fancy that, just a shy short of even money. The Gunners are unbeaten in their last 9 visits to West Ham. That last loss came in 2006 when a late Marlon Harewood goal caused the fracas.
I love Marlon Harewood.
Caused the late fracas between Pardew and Wenger. I don't know if you remember that, Jake, but basically Pardew went to Wenger and was just like,
Wenger loved it.
Wenger absolutely
gave him a kiss on the
head. So that was good. But they haven't won since then. At home against Arsenal, it's 2006. And Arsenal are also unbeaten away from home in the Premier League this season. So you have to say that they should be favourites here. Both of their losses this season come at the Emirates. Bit of a surprise. West Ham, on the other hand, have been very disappointing this season. They're currently standing in 16th place in the Premier League after a really good season last season. With the talent in their squad, they should be doing better than that. And the fact that only Middlesbrough have scored fewer home goals than the Hammers this season is a real indictment as to why they're not doing well. If you fancy the home win, though, you can get a best price of 18 to 5 here using that odds comparison service. So those are the odds available. You can get 4 to 5 on Arsenal or 18 to 5 on West Ham. But for my West Ham v Arsenal tips, I'm going to be backing West Ham draw no bet.
Oh, wow.
I'm sticking with the draw no bet market. I realise that the first part of this is basically aimed at saying Arsenal are going to win this game. And I'm going to try and undo that a little bit. Basically with Jake's man here, Andy Carroll's back.
Yes. Sacco just hasn't been cutting it, has he, at all?
And he's injured again, unbelievably.
Yeah.
So Carroll is likely to play some part in this game. And last season, he absolutely bullied Arsenal in that game in that Upton Park.
Yes.
That finished 3-3. And his potential return here could be absolutely key for West Ham. Last season, West Ham lost just 9 of the 32 matches that Andy Carroll played in. And I see no coincidence that the form has slumped since he's been out injured. And the Hammers have scored 5 goals in the last 2 games against Arsenal. And they have their premium chance maker in the whole Premier League in their squad. Dimitri Payet has made 46 chances in the Premier League this season, at least 11 more than any other player.
Oh, wow.
That is absolutely brilliant from Payet. So even though he's playing in a team that isn't doing well, he's performing well. And if he's able to put in those great balls, and Carroll's fit to play this game, then that's going to be absolutely huge for West.
Oh, what a shout this is
for West Ham.
I can see this happening a lot.
They've already beaten high-flying Chelsea during their big run at the London Stadium. Chelsea, you could argue, are a better side than Arsenal at times, especially away from home. And I fancy them to take something from the game here, so I'm going to be backing them. Draw no bet, which means, of course, same as in the first tip, you'll get your bet nulled if it's a draw, and we'll take the 49 to 20 on a West Ham win if they do win.
Yeah, that's going to happen. I think that's going to happen. I really do think that could happen.
Big Andy.
Big Andy. He's going to score. When he's not drinking Jaeger he's scoring goals. That's his motto.
That's going to be a t-shirt that I'm going to buy.
When Andy Carroll's not drinking Jaeger he's scoring goals. He's scoring headers.
And my anytime scorer dabble here is pointing towards the better odds for Mikel Antonio, a player that scored more goals for West Ham than any other player in the last 8 months. And he's a best price 7 to 2 or a worst price of 5 to 2.
Do you remember when they played him at fullback?
I do.
You loved that, didn't
he? He was actually quite good at it. He's just good at everything.
Nowhere near the England squad though. Oh my goody god! I almost started laughing in the middle of that. I don't know how bad it looked on the camera, but I did almost start. I just thought of something really outrageous to do at the end of the thing, but no, I can't do it.
You can definitely do it. Don't say what.
I can't do it. I can't do it because I've run out of water. Just to show you how mental it was. It involved the water. But okay. Next up, Sunday, Bournemouth versus Liverpool.
Yeah.
Who are the favourites for this one?
Who do you think the favourites are going to be, Jake?
I'm going to go with Liverpool.
You are absolutely correct. They, of course, played a very young team in their EFL Cup game against Leeds. didn't perform that well, but they picked up a 2-0 win.
Youngest ever goal scorer.
Youngest ever goal scorer, Mr. Woodburn. Well done to him. The bookies make Liverpool favourites here, Jake, at best price of 3 to 4. So odds-on favourites. Jurgen Klopp's side are second in the Premier League at the moment, coming into this clash. And with just Man City scoring more than Liverpool away from home this season, and the Reds unbeaten against Bournemouth throughout their entire history, you have to admit that probably seems a fair shout from the bookies. But Bournemouth earned plenty of plaudits in their 2-1 loss at Arsenal last weekend, and that was without Jack Wilshere as well. And whilst he's back, and Callum Wilson is also firing in the goals as well, there'll be some Cherries fans that fancy maybe picking up their first ever win over Liverpool in their first win in 10 attempts against them. They're a best price of 4 to 1 to win at home here, which isn't a terrible price at all. They're a pretty decent side at home, are Bournemouth. But I'm going to be backing Liverpool to win and both teams to score. It's another one of my favourite ones.
Ever.
Liverpool have scored 7 goals in the last 3 visits to Bournemouth, and even without the injured Philippe Coutinho for this game, Liverpool will still have plenty of attacking threat in their ranks.
Yep.
I fully expect them to score more than 1 goal here, but I also think that Bournemouth will net as well. The Cherries have scored in both of their previous 2 home games against Liverpool, and have only failed to net in one of their fixtures at home this season so far. So Liverpool are hardly proven capable defensively either, even though they have kept 3 clean sheets in a row. They've conceded 10 goals in 7 away Premier League matches, and they've kept a clean sheet away from home just once in the Premier League. So Liverpool are going to be our favourites to win here, and I think they will win, but I think there'll be a caveat that Bournemouth will also score, so we can squeeze out the best price here of 11 to 5 on Liverpool to win and both teams to score.
Why do they keep making these prices like this? That just is going to happen. They're going to win 3-1.
That's what I'm hoping for, Jake.
They're going to win 3-1.
And I've also pointed out Divock Origi. That's not an easy name to say. He's a best price of 8 to 5 in the anytime goal scorer market. Of course, he's playing up front at the moment due to injuries. He came off the bench and scored against Sunderland, and then he started against Leeds and scored as well. And he's 8 to 5 best price and even money elsewhere. So you're getting far better odds there. 8 to 5 available on an Origi goal, which isn't bad at all.
That's not bad at all. That is not bad at all. Okay. Last game, Everton versus Man United.
Another big game. The
Really
Wayne Rooney
game.
derby.
Wayne Rooney derby. Back in the day, it was Wayne Rooney. Not Wayne Rooney. David Moyes.
It's the David Moyes derby. It's the Phil Neville derby.
It's the Phil Neville and David Moyes derby. Everton versus Man United. Okay, who are the favourites? Man United, I assume?
Yep, they are favourites, but you can get them at odds against here at 23 to 20, which isn't a bad price at all for you Man United fans. United have won at Goodison Park on 15 occasions in the Premier League. At no other away venue have they won more often in the competition's history. That is absolutely brilliant news for Man United fans. The Red Devils have picked up 4 wins in the last 5 against Everton as well. And after their impressive 3-1 win over West Ham in midweek, you have to fancy them again here, I'd say. Everton have picked up just 1 win in their last 9 games, and pressure is starting to build on manager Ronald Koeman. Their performances have not been terrible, but they can take heart from the fact that their home form is actually quite decent, Everton. They're unbeaten at Goodison Park in the Premier League so far this season, including a decent draw against Tottenham. And if you fancy a home win here, you can get a best price of 14 to 5, so just a shy short of 3 to 1. But whatever you fancy in the full-time result market, make sure you use easyodds.com to get the best prices. So, who am I thinking that are going to win this? I think it's going to be really hard to call. I'm not certain that Man United are going to win this game. And at 23 to 20, it's quite tempting because it's odds against, and I always quite like odds against prices. But I'm going to stay away from that, and I'm going to go for an even money shot of over 2.5 goals. Everton have scored in 7 of their 8 home matches this season. Man United have kept just 2 clean sheets in 10 away from home this season, so I fancy goals to be on the cards. There have been more than 2 goals scored in each of the last 3 games between these 2 sides at Everton, and when you consider how good the Man United attack has been in recent weeks, specifically in the Cups rather than in the Premier League, and how poor Phil Jagielka has looked in his last few games, you have to fancy a few Man United goals. And on the flip side, Man United have got a poor defence on paper, in my opinion. And even at 3-1 up in midweek against West Ham, Feghouli had 2 amazing chances to make it 3-3, and they do not look watertight at the back at all. So with the lopsided defence to attack ratio of United and Everton tending to net in most of their home games, I recommend backing over 2.5 goals option in the over-under market at a best price of evens.
What about Man United winning both teams to score?
As I said, I'm not entirely sure Man United are going to win this game.
Okay. What about if Mkhitaryan plays?
If Mkhitaryan plays, then they've got a great chance.
Why has he not been playing? Why has he not been playing?
It's a strange one.
It's mind-boggling, considering how good he was last night.
And my last little caveat here is the goal scorer market. Paul Pogba is the best price of 10-3. He sat out the game in midweek through suspension, and he's back, I'm sure, in the starting lineup for this game. And he's a best price of 10-3, or a worst price of 21-10. So make sure you get the best possible prices using Easy Odds.
There we have it.
The fourfold.
There we have it. The fourfold coming up. Man City versus Chelsea.
We've gone Chelsea, a draw no bet.
West Ham versus Arsenal.
We've gone West Ham, draw no bet.
Bournemouth versus Liverpool.
We've gone Liverpool to win and both teams to score.
Everton versus Man United.
We've gone goals, over 2.5 goals.
They all look quite safe, I think.
Cool. Pretty safe. But although we've said it again. Oh no.
Oh, we've got no chance. Over 2.5 goals in Everton versus Man United.
No way.
Are you an idiot?
No way.
Bournemouth versus Liverpool. Both teams score and Liverpool to win. When's that ever happened?
I know, right?
Liverpool don't let in goals.
Also, interesting stat about the Everton game. Lukaku's played 6 matches against Man United in the Premier League and never scored.
Oh, I just put him in. I put him in my goals galore Paddy Power competition thing. Well, I have to change that, aren't I?
So yeah. Good luck to Romelu on scoring his first goal, possibly, hopefully, because we need goals for our tip.
No,
so.
Yeah. Or anyone else.
Records are there to be broken. Romelu, records are there to be broken. So thanks for watching. I've been Ross Casey. This is Jake Johns. He was going to do something spectacular, but he's got no water left.
No.
So he's just going to do this. That was good, wasn't it? Thanks for watching. easyodds.com.